crack my fingers. I was going to. I was gonna be like, ugh, this is gonna be a long video, settle in. What is going on, guys? My name is the WireMagician, also Build Up from Life, and welcome to the Q&A video! You know, the video that I released like, 3 days ago, that I said, give me your questions, or did I say give me your questions? What was the title? Yeah, I said give me all your questions, and you guys did! You gave me a lot of questions, so we're gonna be answering those today. So settle in, grab some popcorn, grab some soda or some beer. Please be over 21 or 18 or in some countries. Actually, isn't it like 14 in some countries? I don't know. So we're gonna start off, I'm gonna read it from like first comments all the way to the most recent. And yeah, and if you didn't get to ask your question or whatever, you didn't in time, put it in the comments down below, and I'll try and answer it down there. So yeah, let's begin. Okay, so, I should also clarify that I'm not good at pronouncing names, so I'm very sorry if I get this wrong. But, so, Josea Bostic? Or, Hosea Bostic? I don't know. Asks, what happened to the Fire Red playthrough? This is something that a lot of people have been asking me for a while, and basically to kind of like sum it up, the emulator I was using was not saving properly, and so my Fire Red saves were always like corrupted or were just missing. But now I have finally figured it out, and I am happy to say that Fire Red is going to be coming back, and it's actually, the next episode is coming out tomorrow, so look forward to that. It's gonna be great. Mirandu Loves You 22 asks, what is your favorite genre of game? RPG. Has to be. Whether it's Final Fantasy or it's Skyrim, I love RPGs. I just love the idea of immersing myself into a world, and like, progressing. Because that's what really appeals to me about games like Skyrim and Fallout, is starting out with like, you know, pretty much just a base character that's not that great, but then you progress skills over time. I love it so much. Josea Bostic again asks, can you play me some more George Michaels? That was nice. Why, I sure can. That's all we can play. I don't want to get copyrighted. Think Pinch says, congrats, Will. I'll keep watching you until you hit 1 million and getting people to tell I'm an OG sub. Of course. Don't forget the first few that came to all your streams and watched every vid. I definitely won't. As for the questions, whose soul did you take to become a ginger? What's your favorite classic / old game? And what is your favorite console? Well, the soul, I cannot tell you. 2, my favorite classic old game? I don't know. There's a lot of games, man. I guess the ones that I really got immersed into, Final Fantasy VII, definitely. Oh, and Halo. I played Halo at a pretty young age, and I know my mom was not exactly the happiest person about it, but I did, and I love the Halo storyline. It's so great. And my favorite console, I mean, I love my PS4, but I think the 360 was just, it was so good for its time, and I played so much on it. Epic Sleeper 0331 asks, what is your favorite game? For a while, it was Final Fantasy VII. It was actually a tie between that and I'd say probably Halo 2, because God, those are good games. But it's actually Skyrim now. Back when it was released in what, 2011? Oh wow, that seems like a while ago actually. But yeah, Skyrim for sure. I've got so many hours on that game. I think I probably have 200 hours on that game. It's just so good. I really can't play it as that much anymore because I've really done everything. And now I'm kind of like, oh, I'll just download a bunch of mods and make it different. And then I get in and I do the tutorial, and then I 5 minutes after, I'm just like, yeah, this isn't gonna work. Kelsey Cousins says, first off, congratulations on 1,000 subs. Thank you. And my question is, if you had the opportunity / time, which convention would you go to meet your fans? Wow, I never really thought about like going to meet fans at a convention, especially like with just 1,000. But I do want to go to conventions one day. I definitely want to go to a PAX. Probably. See, I don't know which one's the closest. I would think PAX East would probably be closer to me. Maybe, I don't know. But that would be a cool one. Going to a PAX, because like, don't get me wrong, VidCon seems really cool and all, but I feel like PAX would definitely be more the atmosphere I'd want my fans to be at, because it's gaming and nerdy, whereas VidCon, it's just focused on YouTube. Plus, I just want to see the booths at PAX. So yeah. Zack Attack asks, congrats on 1,000 subs. Thank you. My question is, how do you deal with someone trash talking your friends' channels and your own? Mainly, I just ignore it, because usually the people who come and comment on my stuff are usually really nice. So if someone says something like, you know, like, oh, you suck, or oh, you're not funny, I know they're usually just there to just comment and then leave. They're not really gonna watch the video, or if they did and they just didn't like it, then it's like, okay, but everyone else likes it. So I feel pretty good about it. Now, if they're saying like criticisms, like, you know, maybe something I said like offended them, or something like I did something that could have been better, I'm very open to criticism, especially when I ask for help in games. So I'm open to that, and I've just kind of learned that, you know, when that happens, they mean well, but it just may not come across like that. Okay, next one, Destiny Nice. Wow, these are a lot of questions. I don't know if I'm gonna answer all these, just because there's like there's like over 20 questions here, I think. So I'm just gonna kind of answer a few of these. So I'm gonna pick which ones I want to do. What movie do you wish life was more like? Spider-Man. But can I be Spider-Man, please? What were you into when you were younger, but now think is silly? Ooh, that's a good question. You know, I was really into Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, not just the show. Like, I have the cards. I still have them to this day. And I wanted to play. Like, I played the video games, and I actually had a dual disc. If you guys know what that is. And I would pretend to duel by myself. And looking back on it, it was so dumb, because I would pretend I was dueling like Kaiba from the show. And it's definitely silly, but I still have very fond memories. So I guess that would be something. What 3 events made the biggest impact on you, who you are today? Ooh, that's a good question. I guess moving, because actually a lot of you probably don't know this, I was originally born in Texas, lived there for about 7 years of my life, and then I can't remember why. I think it was because we just wanted to be closer to family, so we moved to Florida, and I had to leave behind all my friends and stuff, and a lot of people out there I know have to move, so you know what it's like, deal with it. It wasn't like bad or whatever, you know, I had known well in advance. I think we knew 8 months in advance, so I was prepared for it, but it's still, you know, it's still like a big change and stuff, so I definitely think that was a big impact, because the 2 other things that impacted me deal with me being in Florida, so yeah. The second one I would say is actually way back in the 3rd grade, and I think it's one of the main reasons that I'm actually sitting in front of this camera talking to you guys today. Back in the 3rd grade, me and my friend, third grade was right around the time, I want to say that YouTube came out, right? That was 2005? Yeah, I was in the 3rd grade, I think. Wow. And so we had like one of those camcorders or whatever, and back then it was not common for everyone to have that, so I think it was even like my friend's parents' camcorder, so we got it, and we were just doing stupid stuff on his street, just filming it, and we went into his bedroom and started filming stuff, like just stupid skits or whatever, and like after we finished filming, he told me like, oh, you're a really good actor, you should be an actor, and I think he just kind of meant it as a joke, but I took it to heart, and I was like, you know what, I should be an actor, that seems really fun, so I pursued acting, and then I didn't really get it. I did theater, and I learned how to do film acting, but then I really liked doing behind the scenes stuff, and that would be moving into the third event, which is making the first YouTube channel ever. It's not actually WireMagician. Some of you know that my first channel was not WireMagician. But my first channel, I just made like stupid skits or whatever, and I had a blast making them. And then when I saw like other people laughed at what I was doing too, whether it was with me or at me, it kept me going and doing more of this stuff. And now I'm taking it pretty seriously. So those are the big three, I'd say. There's probably others that I'm forgetting that like friends and family are gonna be like, I can't believe you didn't say this. So I'm sorry about that. But those were the three that just off the top of my head. What would you not do for $5 million? Not much. 5 million, that's a lot of money. I guess I wouldn't kill somebody for $5 million. There you go. What do you think you know a lot about, but probably don't? Well, if I think I know a lot about it, how would I know I probably... You know what? I pretend I know a lot about both physics and American history, but I probably don't know anything. I love both of those. I know I don't know anything about physics. It fascinates me, is physics and most of science, honestly, but especially physics. And, you know, I know the basics, but I probably don't know, like, the really important stuff. But that and American history always fascinated me as well. And finally, if you could level up in life, just like in video games, where would you put your next skill point? Charisma, definitely. Lego Maker 1 asks, is there a special girl in your life? Or boy? I don't know what you're into, just kidding. No, there's not really anyone special, if that's what you're talking about, in my life. I don't really have a crush on anybody. My friends will say that I fall in love too easily. Maybe that's true, but right now, especially right now, I'm just kind of focused on doing YouTube, and college, and yeah, so there's not really anyone right now. Snowball Loyal says, Will, congrats on 1,000 subs, thank you. This growing community you've created is absolutely amazing. I'm very proud to be a part of the community. I swear the fan art is coming soon. But I came across a problem getting materials. It's coming, I swear. No worries, no rush. That's gonna be awesome. Can't wait to see it. No worries, no rush. Can't wait. Good phrasing, Will. So my question is, what's your favorite part of YouTube? Someone's probably asked you before or something similar. I'm just curious. You're an amazing human, never change unless it's for the better. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've gotten this question a couple times before. My favorite part of YouTube? Honestly, it's interacting with the community. I love seeing people comment, whether they're new people, because I'm like, oh, sweet, new people are coming, or whether it's old people, because I'm like, yes, they're still here. They haven't left yet. And I really love, this was something that, it's kind of funny. This was something that when when it happened, I don't want to say like I had an I made it moment, but I had like a oh my gosh, I'm actually making it a community. It was in one of my videos, I think it was in the Valentine's Day video, where someone commented something, and then there was a reply. And usually, all the replies to the comments in my videos are just me, because, you know, I try and reply to every comment. But the reply, like, for this one, was another person. It wasn't me. And so I was like, people are communicating, and I made it happen. So like I love seeing that, people getting along and communicating because of this channel. It's so great. It's so cool. I love it so much. I'm xsolus x207, love that username, asks, who is your inspiration? Who inspired you to start YouTube? If you had one person to choose to meet, who will it be? What is your favorite video game this year? If you go back in time, would you rather fix your previous mistakes or make your mistakes worse? Are we allowed to draw you fan art? Okay, that's a lot of questions. Number one, who's my inspiration? Well, obviously, a lot of people can say that I draw inspiration from Mark and Jack and Game Grumps, and that's very true. But someone that you may not think I actually draw inspiration from, comedy-wise, is Bo Burnham. Seriously, look that kid up. He was actually a YouTuber way back when it started. He's really funny, and his comedy is like nothing else. And if you like Jack and Mark and all that, I guarantee you're gonna at least laugh at some of his jokes. He's really good, and he seriously inspires me to work is hard. Who inspired you to start YouTube? Well, okay, so I did talk about the friend who kind of like got me into acting. But as far as like starting YouTube goes, that's a good question. I don't know if anyone really inspired me to start YouTube. I guess it was just the fact that I really liked acting at the time when I made my first channel. And I was just like, man, I want to make a skit. You know what? Actually, that would be... People like, if you look at my old videos, you'll see that they're just like random skits or whatever. And I really drew inspiration from like people like Smosh and Nigahiga back in the day. Because I just like the idea of just being able to film anything and put it on screen. So I guess kind of those guys too, but at the same time, I started doing YouTube based on a whim because I was like, I really like acting, so I want to put my stuff online so people can see it. If you had one person to choose to meet, who would it be? Probably Jacksepticeye. I love that man so much. He's awesome, and I definitely want to meet him one day. I plan on it. I plan on meeting Jack and Mark someday, whether it be at a convention or something else. What's your favorite video game this year? This year, wow, much hasn't come out this year. Nothing really came out this year. Okay, because nothing really came out this year, I'm gonna kind of go back to last year. My favorite video game of last year, and no, this didn't obviously come out last year, but my favorite video game was probably Kingdom Hearts, because my friend finally got me into it, because he's like, you like Final Fantasy, you're gonna like Kingdom Hearts. And so I got it over the summer of 2017, and I loved it so much. So I know that doesn't answer your question, I'm sorry, but like nothing really has come out this year that made me go, oh yeah, that's my favorite game. I guess, you know what, I did like Finding Paradise. That came out, well, it didn't come out this year, but I played it this year. If you had to go back in time, would you rather fix your previous mistakes you've made or make your mistakes worse? Well, there is that whole butterfly effect, but if I had to choose one, I guess I would fix my previous mistakes, maybe? And then maybe, you know, my dad writes a book, and then I get a truck, and then my dad's arch enemy is waxing his car, and then I get to go in a DeLorean and travel through time. Can you tell which movie I just watched? Are we allowed to draw you fan art? Yes, of course. I love it when people do that. I am definitely not opposed to that. Abigail Lees asks, also, how did you actually lose your soul, you flame demon? Why does everyone want to know this? It's classified information. Madison Gladwell asks, what is your Hogwarts house and Patronus? So my house is actually Ravenclaw. Go Ravenclaws. Any Ravenclaws out there? I took the Pottermore quiz, if you're wondering. And my Patronus, I think, is an owl. But I can't remember. I might have to like take it again. If you guys want to see that, maybe I'll film it. I don't know. Agri King asks, weird. I think you had about 20 when I first subscribed. You did. He's been with me the longest, I think. Here's my question. What do you want to be when you grow up? A professional YouTuber. I mean, that'd be cool, but just on the off chance that this doesn't work out, I am going to school for film, and that's really cool. So I do want to be a director or producer. That would be fun. But also, I've been getting into game design recently, and I've kind of wanted to look into doing that because I feel like, you know, besides all the indie games, there hasn't been that much great stories in especially AAA games. So I would love to like go work for a big company and work on stories like that. So that'd be pretty cool. Amanda Vargas asks, on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your favorite color of the alphabet? Also, do you have an idea or request for 1,000 sub fan art? On a scale of 1 to 10, what's your favorite color of the alphabet? 7? 7B green? What? Do I have a request for 1,000 sub fan art? Honestly, anything you guys make is gonna be cool. I would love to see, like, if you could do this would be pretty cool. If someone could draw me in like a tuxedo with like a magician's hat on and a magician's wand, I'd love to see that. Abrielle/Abby says, congrats on 1K. Thank you. Question, would you ever stop doing games on the channel? Also, random side note, I know I've said this before, but you should do an Omegle meetup. I'd be there. I'd love to do an Omegle meetup. I don't know if 1,000 subscribers is enough. Maybe in the future though. I definitely would love to do that. And meet all you guys. Would I ever stop doing games on the channel? Not unless like all the comments were like, stop playing games on the channel. I love doing it so much. Yeah, I mean, like that's pretty much, actually that's not what this channel was based on at first. It was based on skits, but like that's what this channel is now. It's just playing games and hanging out with you guys. But I don't think I would. Yeah, unless everyone was commenting stop playing games, then I don't think I would. Arctic Snacks with a Z asks, favorite childhood game. I think I answered this, but yeah, Final Fantasy VII or Halo 2. Halo 2 is just such a good storyline. I know people would say, oh, 3 is better, no, Combat Evolved is better, but 2 has just got the best story to me. May not be the best gameplay, but it's still fun to me. Eric Rogers says, glad we could help you reach this goal. My only question for you that I can think of is, are you planning to do any part of the Far Cry series, 3 to 5 in the near future? I think any of those would be a fun journey. So I did play Far Cry 3, and I loved it. I loved it so much. I tried to get into 4, it really didn't interest me. And now people are saying 5 is... I've heard like a range of reviews from 5. Some people saying, oh, it's as good if not better than 3, and some people saying, it's, you know, more or less the same. So I would not be opposed to doing 3. 3 was definitely fun, but I do kind of want to check out 5. So maybe I'll record a video or 2 on that, and if people want to see more, I'll continue it. Shannon Duff asks, do you want to become a professional YouTuber or take on a different job? I would love to be a professional YouTuber. I need a bit more than 1,000 though. But yeah, that'd be really fun. I think it would be. This is definitely a dream job type thing. But like I said, in the off chance this doesn't work out, I still have stuff. But even if this doesn't work out as a job, that doesn't mean I stop doing YouTube. It may mean like, oh, I can't do one video a day anymore. But you know, like, that doesn't mean I'd want to stop. I love this too much to stop. Marina Myers asks, is there a story behind the WireMagician name, or is it just random words smashed together? Also, how long are you planning on doing YouTube? Just like the last question. So as far as the second part, as long as I keep loving it, because again, or if it turns into a job, you know, that, like, yeah, like, I don't see an end. That's the thing, is I don't see an end to me doing YouTube. If I could still do this when I'm 60 and you guys are watching, I would love that. As far as where the name WireMagician came from, it's actually it spawned because of a different channel. So there was a friend of mine, me and my best friend, some of you know Aiden, he's been in a couple of videos. Me and him, way back in sophomore year, started a YouTube channel together because he was my best friend, obviously, and I wanted to do a lot of stuff with him, and he was very good at you know, marketing on social media. At the time, he actually was running a quote-unquote famous Instagram account that had over 100,000 followers. And so he was like, oh, if we use my account to get like this channel big, we could grow on YouTube. And I was like, yeah, with your, it sounds so mean when I say it, with your fame and with my comedy, we could be big. But like I wasn't using him. Like I really did want to start a channel with him. So anyways, I sound like a dick. So anyways, we started a channel, and I remember the night we were coming up with the name, and I was thinking, oh god, what are we gonna call this thing? And Aiden is also I can't remember if second degree or first degree, and he's like a first degree black belt in Taekwondo, and so he knows how to do like a bunch of flips and tricks and stuff like that. And so I was like, you know what if we like incorporated ninja into that? And because like you're like a ninja, and then we did something for me, and I was like, well, I'm good with like computers and editing and stuff, so what if we like called it like Wire Ninjas or something? And we did. And so that channel spawned, and we had like 1 or 2 videos on it, and he was like, I don't think I can do this. YouTube isn't just really something I feel like I'd want to do. So he kind of left that and gave the channel to me, but I realized quickly that most of the fans were just there for Aiden because they were, you know, people from his Instagram. So I kind of abandoned that channel because I didn't want it to just be filled with like, oh, where's Aiden or whatever. So I started my own channel, and I was like, what am I gonna call this thing? And I was just like, what if I just called it WireMagician? Because in the first video, you can see me try to explain the name. It's so bad. But I basically say, oh, the things they do with computers and wires is magical. And honestly, it was just like, I think when I came up with the magician part, I was just like, sure, this will work. So that's where the name comes from. It's not really that exciting, but that's where it spawns from. Apple Does Random Things asks, say there is a zombie apocalypse. Okay. You're able to only have 2 video game characters to accompany you and help you to survive. Which 2 video game characters would you choose to help you, and why? That's a good question. 2 video game characters. I would go with Master Chief, because hey man, he's pretty strong, and that armor is gonna protect me. Well, it will protect him, but I'll just hide behind him when the zombies come. And Batman, because both those guys, they don't really have any superpowers, but they're very good, you know, planners. Like they're very, very good at strategy, and they're not afraid of much. So I feel like even when the shit hits the fan, quote unquote, they would still know what to do. So yeah, those 2. Pepper Hero JFK's asked, why are you ginger? I honestly don't know. My parents aren't ginger, my grandparents aren't ginger. Like I remember when my mom found out that I had red hair, she was very surprised, and she just, you know, she was confused. It was almost this moment of, where did this come from? And then my sister has red hair, so we're not entirely sure where it comes from. I think there might be a great-great-great-grandfather, but yeah. And that's it! Those were all the questions that I had received from you guys. Thank you for submitting them. Also, one more thing. A lot of people have been saying thank you, congratulations to me on 1,000 subscribers, and I know I said this in the last video, but seriously, like, this celebration is yours as well. This channel is not anything with just me. It's all about you guys. 1,000 subscribers is celebrating 1,000 of you guys. Like, it's mind-blowing, and we're like still growing. I think we're at 1,012 at the time of recording this video. That like blows my mind. I was so scared that we were gonna go under 1,000. Like, I'd get to 1,000 and then I'd drop, and then this 1,000 subscriber video wouldn't make sense. So just thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting, being here, and thinking that what I do is good enough to subscribe, and just give me some of your time. So thank you guys so much. Like, seriously, give yourselves a pat on the back. Like, I can't say it enough. Thank you. So yeah, I guess other than that, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, remember to click that thumbs up button. It really helps out, but only if you like this video. Subscribe, join the magic. Remember, guys, keep it clean, keep it magical, and I'll see all of you guys next time. I'm out.
Ready, aim.